Joining us this morning, Captain Akhilesh Saxena, Kargil war hero, Major General Dr. Rajan Kochhar as well joining us. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, and a very, very happy Republic Day to you. Captain Akhilesh Saxena, I want to begin with you. What does Republic Day mean to you, and how do you think of what happened in Kargil and how it has influenced your sense of duty and patriotism for the country?
Yeah, thanks, Jai Hind, everyone. I think today is the day of great pride and also a great pain for me. Why great pride? Because today we have adopted our constitution in 1950. It's a foundation of our democracy. These are the foundation of value we stand for. And we are making progress based on, the power of our constitution, the foundation. But today also is a day of great pain for me, because our freedom and the progress we have made after adopting the constitution has come with a lot of price. It's not free. A lot of people have given the sacrifice, and if I look back, 25 years back, my many friends like Captain Vikram Batra, Captain Vijayan Thapar, Major Acharya, we were all fighting together. I got badly injured, but these fellows, these officers and Jawan made the supreme sacrifice for the country, so that we can remain free and we can become a powerful nation. So it's also a day of pain for me, personally for me, but for our countrymen, for all of us. We always believe that, till the time our forces are guarding the border, and today also you see the situation in Siachen, in Leh Ladakh, we make them believe that Indian Army will guard them at the cost of his last blood. So till the time we are there, we can enjoy our freedom and make our nation continuously a strong nation.
Okay, all right. A poignant reminder of the sacrifice that have been made for what India is today. It's an important message. Major General Dr. Rajan Kochhar, how do you look at the Republic Day celebrations today? But it's important to mention it's also one of the parades that's going to be looked at not just across the country, but across the world as well, as India puts out its military prowess.
Good morning to you, and happy Republic Day to you and your viewers and to the whole nation. Jai Hind. A very good question you have actually put across, because on 26th January every year, India showcases its military might and cultural diversity to the whole world. It shows to the world that how united we are, and in spite of all the kinds of cultures we have, we are a peaceful country. And for being or maintaining peace in the world, we need to be prepared for war. And that is what the Republic Day is showcasing today to the world. The state-of-art military technology. You will find the Pralay missile systems being displayed. The BrahMos is there, the Akash is there, and a plethora of electronic warfare equipment, direct energy weapons technology, especially artificial intelligence, quantum computing, and 45 niche technologies last year has been adopted by the Indian Army. So this is a message to all our adversaries, especially those hitting across the border, because we are second to none today, and a rapid progress the country has made. If you would have looked at the defense reforms which the nation has undertaken, the CDS appointment was a path-breaking one, and now theaterization of the armed forces is taking place with three command theaters actually coming up for the Northern Command, the Western Command, and the Maritime Command. Then we had to gear up our acquisition processes. We revised the foreign direct investment from 49% to 74%. And today, we are able to adopt strategic partnerships. We see manufacturing has started in the country. Adani has raised a plant in Kanpur. the L&T is here, the Bharat Forge is here. So you can name so many players in the private sector which are coming to manufacture for us. And what are we looking at the future today? We are looking at maintaining a semblance of security on our borders, because the threat perception has increased over the years.
Yes.
It is not only Pakistan and China now, it is Bangladesh also we have to take care of. And that is why this light tank Zorawar, a need was felt in the high altitude areas to have a tank which would be potent, which would be under 25 tons of weight, and which would be able to operate in this kind of terrains. And I'm glad to inform all the viewers that the Indian Army today has a light tank in its arsenal.
Okay.
It has a K9 Vajra, self-propelled artillery. We have the howitzers ADAX with us now. And
Okay.
the latest Naga Satra is a suicide drone which has been deployed on the line of actual control, and it has been tested against the Chinese. It can go up to 15 kilometers with a payload of 2.2 kgs, and it can cause devastation to the troops which are deployed on the LAC. So these are some of the measures and some of the equipment.
Yes.
And with the budget now coming about on the 1st of February, I expect a greater budget allocation for the defense forces, because if we have to keep pace with our threats, we need to prepare well. We need to acquire the best state-of-art equipment, and I'm glad the government is working in this direction.
Absolutely. While also ensuring that prowess and what we will be looking forward to and what the world will be watching. Captain Akhilesh, what is it that you will be looking at? And, the changes that India has seen over the last several years, a lot of focus is now on the defense equipment that India has, and also on self-reliance or Atmanirbharta.
Exactly. And, after Kargil war, if you remember, as a nation, we made progress. And sometimes we do struggle. There were kind of things which we have to improve upon. So after Kargil war, there was a Kargil review committee, right? Looked at wherever we have to make the progress. And just remember, we are aiming for Viksit Bharat. We want Bharat to be, one of the developed nation, not one of the most strongest nation. To achieve that, it is very important that we make progress in all aspects. It may be a financial, it may be a commercial, it may be technological, and more important, if we want it to be a superpower, each superpower has to be backed by a strong military. We may not attack other country, and just to quote, Shama Chobti us bhujang ko jiske paas garal ho. You may not attack others, but you need to have that power so that nobody try to, attack on you. And as a India, now we are giving that message loud and clear. It may be, striking our terrorist camp. We are saying don't send terrorists in our country to destabilize our country. Otherwise, we'll come and hit you inside your boundary. We have done strike on terrorist camp. We have done the Balakot strike, which was just a message to the entire world that now India is no more country of 1950 when he was just getting independence. Now it's a country with a strong conviction, and we will give you back the way you want, right? We will not just take it lying back. We have gone inside 80 kilometers and strike on the terrorist camp, which was a very strong response to the world. And today also, when we show these military progress, it's a testament to our power. It's a testament to our progress and our resolve that it's our era of India. That time has come. And our time has come. You have seen today's top of the CEOs of the world, Google, Alpha, you take top companies, these are Indian. So technologically, we have demonstrated the world our technological power. But at the same time, we have got one of the best armies. Now we are also working on our equipment. We talked about BrahMos. We talked about some of these, new things which are like drone technology. We are making so much of progress also ensuring that we are able to detect our enemy before they advance. We don't want to have a situation of Kargil where enemy captured some of these peaks and then we responded, right? So the values which we are inheriting from the last 50 years, it's a value which is being testament and shown by our armed forces every time. And today also you see, it's a last defense, it's the last defense of the state. When there is a requirement, it may be in the peacetime, it may be in the wartime, it may be in a natural calamity. And when everyone fail, they call the armed forces. And this is one force which never fail. It always respond to the call of the nation.
Yes.
So it's very important when I see, what happened 25 years back and where we made the progress, it has shown a great importance.
Absolutely. And there are more challenges as well that continue to come in, like you spoke of. Dr. Rajan, do you agree with what Captain Akash said? Because there is a very significant shift that we've seen from the government as well, focus on defense. Among those that have already been mentioned, including BrahMos or Pinaka, and a lot of focus that's also going to be on Pralay. What is it, the one thing that you're looking forward to? And you also want to speak about the changes that India has witnessed and how there is a lot of focus on defense now.
I agree with you because there is a time has come when we have to carry on our force restructuring and modernization of our armed forces. This quote I'm always reminded of. There are no runners-up in war. So we have to be the winner. And if we have to be a winner, we have to prepare for it. And that is why I'm glad that these defense reforms have come about, because 5 years back, when I was in service, it took about 5 to 7 years to get an equipment inducted into service, a new equipment inducted into service. Today, this period has been reduced by approximately 2 to 3 years. So more needs to be done. We are going in for emergency procurements now because of whatever we want, we are able to buy off the shelf from any country. You see, today our biggest challenge is Indianization, because 68%, to quote this figure, of raw materials and equipment are being imported to manufacture our own equipment here. So it's a work in progress, I would say, because when we talk about Atmanirbhar Bharat, it doesn't get achieved in 1 or 2 years. It takes decades. You see, America is more than 300 years old.
Right.
We are only 75 years plus. Okay. So we are a young nation and it will take time. And the path has already been set by the government. I'm actually looking at the budget now, where it is going to be presented on 1st of February. 1.9% of the GDP is being allocated to defense. I presume that we are going to find an increase in the amount of allocation.
Okay.
And especially when we talk about capital acquisition, you see 1.72 lakh crores was given to us last year, which is 28% of the defense budget. This needs a greater amount of focus. I know government is constrained for funds, but in case you have to meet the threat perceptions which the country is facing today,
absolutely,
I personally feel the capital acquisition has to go to 2 lakh crores.
Right, that's a very relevant point you've made there, Major General Dr. Rajan Kochhar and Captain Akhilesh Saxena. I want both of you to stay with us. First of all, wishing all our viewers a very happy Republic Day and wishing both of you a very happy Republic Day. I'm Sagarika Mitra, and let me get you the live to ask you, because before the build-up to the Republic Day parade, we've been seeing how in the biting Delhi winters, our Jawans, in the most disciplined manner, come out in wee hours of the morning, sometimes as early as 3 a.m. in their crisp uniforms, when they come and form their contingent, take their formations and positions, and they practice, and the Josh is, as high on the day of Republic Day. The rehearsals are also gives us a glimpse of the kind of dedication. What goes into making that kind of a spirit? Because today when they march there, it makes the entire country proud. But that message of discipline, of unity, what makes our Jawans so motivated when they take out this march?
No, very, very right question. I think, what we are seeing is the final outcome. But what we need to see, what make them do that. And I'll just give you an example. Mumbai starts shivering at 9 degrees centigrade. Delhi starts shivering at 3 degrees centigrade. Srinagar also starts shivering at 0 degrees centigrade. But our Jawans in Kargil and Siachen, in minus 40 degrees centigrade, they do not shiver. They say, bring it on, and they make our enemy shiver at that time, right? So that's a power. That's a power of this army, that in any situation, it's a purpose. It's their duty and dedication for the nation.
Yes.
If you really see, Indian Army today is giving the demonstration that these values which we carry in our constitution, they are the one who is living it up every time. The dedication to the duty, the sincerity, the patriotism, they have to show that, we will ensure that our country remains safe every time. And this demonstration, I remember this, what you are seeing today, gentlemen and audience, this is not one day. There are 2 months, last 2 months, these Jawans and officers, they have been, working on this, doing this rehearsal, so not even one step goes out of the way. And you can see there are thousands of Jawans who are marching, officers who are marching. But I can assure you today that not even one step, one hand, one step will go away.
Yes.
And that's a power of dedication and sincerity. And the message is that each one of us can be a soldier if we intend to be.
Yes.
It's not necessary that all those who are in uniform, they can serve the nation. All of us can be part of this. And it may be in a different field, like technology.
What
it
you
may
just
be in
said,
kind
sir,
of commercial
what you just
finance.
said today, each one of us can be a soldier if we want to be, and you don't have to put on the uniform always. Be a soldier dedicated to your cause. Maybe one of the most poignant messages coming in from Captain Akhilesh this morning. Major General, you're watching the pictures coming in. You know what this day means to every Jawan, to every citizen. But Major General Dr. Rajan Kochhar, today we are also talking about the larger theme, Vikas, Virasat, Swarnim Bharat. And the fact that we let the entire world watch India's military prowess, when we put it out on display, what does that do in the larger context when it comes to, how your forces feel when they are protecting you at the front lines, how they dedicate themselves at the time of any kind of national calamity? Today's day, what kind of messaging goes on to the entire armed forces by this spectacular display?
Sarika, a very good question, because you see, the soldier's best buddy is his weapon. And if you give him the right weapon, if you give him a kind of a weapon in which he is confident of decimating the enemy, he is extremely motivated. And that is why I feel that Indian Armed Forces, the way it is going about modernization, technology, and you will agree with me that AK-203 is the rifle now, which is going to be the basic standard weapon of the soldier. So if you give him this kind of weapon in his hand, he is confident of taking on the adversary, because in today's warfare, it is the reaction time between life and death. It's only 1 second. So in case you have a better weapon in your hand, you'll be able to deliver better. And that is why this Republic Day, you mentioned about the Pralay missile system.
Yes.
Why we have this system? It's already deployed on the LAC against China because it can tackle up to 500 kilometers, including Lhasa. You can address the deep-rooted or deep-located targets in China and make China nervous because see, we all the psychological warfare today is being played out by the enemy and our adversaries.
Yes.
We also need to play a psychological warfare here, telling the adversaries that we can also strike you deep where you're sitting. And that is why this Republic Day parade is showcasing the might of the military, the might of the nation, because we are telling them that we have this weapon system in our arsenal,
Yes.
and you better be aware of this
Yes.
and be careful of this. So it's a psychological warfare also
Absolutely. So India's adversaries better beware, better watch out. And that is why at this year's parade,